Hello, my wild and beautiful friends. Welcome to my new made-up mini-series that I just decided to make called Orchid Revival, where your friend Andrea attempts to keep her plants alive and maybe revive her orchids that seem to be having a titch of trouble. I was gifted these 3 lovely orchids that had the most gorgeous flowers. Said flowers are dried up and long gone, and honestly it was a little touch and go for the leaves, but with a little love I think we're getting somewhere. We've got that little sprout right there. We're gonna try to keep it going. I bought this little orchid food mix on Amazon, and I had a little bit too much fun at Home Goods. They had these clearance out pots that I think will be perfect. We're gonna put all 3 orchids in one pot. Please tell me if this is a terrible idea. In my mind it makes sense, but anyone who knows anything about orchids, please tell me if I'm totally messing this up. I'm gonna use the bigger of the 2 pots. It's nice and wide. It's got this nice drainage hole. I'm gonna fill it with this orchid mix for our soil, realizing immediately that this is probably an outside project, but here we are. So from what I'm gathering, the orchid mix is just a mixture of bark and charcoal. It's definitely very loose. I'm just gonna pull each of these little guys out of their original container and just start to try to position them evened out into the pot. In my research about orchids, I'm finding that when your roots look a bit on the silvery side, that means they definitely need to be hydrated. This little guy is looking quite hydrated, so they need to be a little bit more green like that. When they get silvery, that's when you want to water. Don't say I never taught you anything, because that might be all that we've learned so far about orchids. Anywho, now that I've got them positioned in our pot, I'm gonna add some more of that mix very haphazardly. Going to scoop some of that excess off the floor. We're definitely going to need to vacuum. Now that we've got everything tucked in really nicely, I'm just going to give this a nice soak in water, kind of rinsing off all the extra bark on the leaves. This is clearly a terrible angle, but I'm just watering a little bit more, making sure everything's nice and hydrated. And I'm even going to go in with my little leaf cleaning chenille gloves and wipe off any excess bark or extra water, kind of get everything nice and cleaned up. And here's my little makeshift plate for underneath for drainage, spritzing with our orchid food mix. I'm gonna spritz about once a week and soak as needed. Stay tuned to see how these little babies are doing. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.